Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. You guys, listen, I called it. I already said from the kickoff special in my review that Noi and Steve looked like they was trying to pull a Jason and Liz on us like they did on the Ready to Love kickoff special. Remember when we were meeting the singles, how they were sitting far apart, they wasn't really looking at each other? That was Noi and Steve, okay? They wanted to make us believe that they were practicing on having babies. They still hadn't moved in together. She didn't like traveling the world in his van. Like, there was a lot of telltale signs that they were not going to be together. So it is official that they have divorced. Noi went on the internet and posted a picture of herself on a surfboard and says something along the lines of divorce feels good or feels great or something like that, okay? So she went and started this mess, okay? So Noi decided that since she went public and already told everyone that they were getting divorced, it was his time to make a statement, okay? So he went on Instagram and he wrote, "I was not expecting this announcement to happen today, but I am prepared to handle it. When I say yes on decision day, I knew that our relationship was far from perfect, but I held the belief that with enough time, effort, and understanding, we could overcome the challenges we face and build a healthy, functioning relationship. Over time, I lost hope that this could happen and believe we are incompatible in ways that attempts at compromise can't seem to fix or overcome. I am under the belief that our relationship is unsustainable in its current form. And after many attempts, I don't believe we can get to the point where it's functioning at a level that is healthy enough while both of our needs are being met." That daggone Steve he know how to put some words together, okay? He know how to put them words together. Then he went along and said, "We have been apart for a while now, to a point of moving on, with hopes pretty much fading from any chances we could ever recover. Although I have made a decision, I was still holding out the potential for true change, but there was signs that it just wouldn't happen. This surprise announcement is a signal that it's definitely time to let it go. My rational mind is fully aware that I don't owe anyone outside of my friends and family anything, but I can't help but feel like we're letting people down. Having so many people invested in our relationship is a pressure that's hard to describe, and it exists regardless of how I try to compartmentalize it and rationalize it." Steve, don't feel pressured to stay with Noi. We knew that Noi was very childish, okay? Noi was not going to compromise. Noi wanted it her way or no way. She didn't believe in your hopes and dreams. She only wanted to have 3 kids and 3 kids only, okay? There was not ever going to be room for compromise when it came to Noi. She didn't want to move in with you. She didn't want to share finances. She was not 100% into this relationship. So don't feel pressure, because we already knew that it wasn't going to work. It was just a matter of time. We were waiting for you to see it because we believe that you deserve better, okay? So then he says, "Noi, I will always love you. I so wish we were a better fit. I wish we could meet each other's needs without feeling like we have to compromise ourselves to a point beyond that we consider acceptable. I wish our willingness to be flexible to each other matched the chemistry we were lucky to have. I hope that Sushi stays healthy for as long as possible so that you can enjoy your time with him and he can be there for you throughout the next chapter. I hope that you find the support you need from the people around you and resources available to you. I hope that we can remain cordial and at some point we can remain in touch, as I enjoy having you in my life when things are good. Hopefully, when all is said and done, this is possible." Aww, that was sweet. Okay. He also said, "Knowing myself and how I often struggle with detachment from a relationship, it gets really hard at times. Having to let go of a person that over the course of a year I've spent so much time with and shared so many amazing experiences is very difficult to do. The shared future we created in our minds and dreams get heavy to let go of when you bring children and a life together into a plan. When things are good, we are free of conflicts. We fit so naturally together, and it feels so easy to just spend time together if we put our problems aside. Deep down, I know it's not the right thing to do. There are too many things that I unfortunately can't ignore and proceed with this relationship confidently. I'm doing my best to stay positive and lucky to have an amazing group of friends around me that have been holding me down through all of this. Of course, I hold some negative feelings about it, but I'm trying to process this on my own time and with the people who I can count on, while trying not to let it bleed out in public. I've given so much of myself to this marriage, the process, and this experience as a whole. I don't regret anything I've given, but it's time we start doing what's best for ourselves. Well stated, Steve. This is what I mean by Steve being able to articulate how he feels about the situation and how, they both weren't willing to compromise certain things that they wanted for themselves. So he decided, why keep trying to hold on to something that we know is not going to work? Yeah, when we're good, we're good. But when we're bad, we're bad. Steve, I'm so happy that you chose yourself, okay? Sometimes we want to stay in these relationships. You feel pressure, you feel shame, you feel like you need to make this work, when in all actuality, baby, if you're not happy, let it go. And I'm glad that you decided for yourself, no matter what was going on between you and her, or her and her personal life and you and your personal life, that overall there was not going to be enough compromise for y'all to be happy in the future. But Noi then goes onto the internet and proves to us why we feel the same way Steve feels. She's childish and she doesn't deserve to be with someone who can articulate himself, has a plan for his future the way he does, okay? Because she's still in this mindset where I still have to go on the internet and put my business out there. Because then she goes underneath his post and says, you asked for the divorce. I'm sure he did. He said he made the decision. So I don't know why you acting like he didn't say that, but okay. She said, I begged you to stay, and you said you didn't owe me anything. What? He doesn't owe you anything. He tried to make this work. You were the one doing the most. You're the one who didn't want to move in with him. You're the one that didn't want to share finances with him. What was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? No, wait, be quiet, okay? She said, you also never checked in on Sushi since he got cancer. Since you are inferring you care here, let me fill you in. He's dying. Treatment isn't working, and you're never offered to help. And during this time, you knew I was vulnerable and my heart was breaking outside of this. And this is when you said we should divorce? Absolutely, this is when he said y'all should divorce. When was that ever going to be a right time, Noi? Was it going to be when, God forbid, Sushi passes away? Was it going to be, a 2 years from now when you're both miserable, you hate each other, you don't want to be around each other at all, where it's unfixable to the point where you can't even sit in the same room together? You are so childish. Of course, he had to do what was best for him. Was it the right time? Maybe not. But when is it ever going to be the right time, Noi? When is it ever going to be the right time? She said, you made this choice before involving me in the final decision. And you said I was not allowed to talk about it, even though you said you were already seeing other people. Just be honest about your truth and we could both move on peacefully. See, this was what I mean. If Steve said, let's just not talk about it, once again, you went on the internet and you blasted that y'all were getting a divorce. So he had to make a statement, which in my opinion was very respectable. He said nothing out of line. He didn't down you. He didn't bash you. He didn't say anything crazy about you. He just said that you two were not a good fit, okay? He also referenced Sushi. He said that he hopes that, he stays around long. So he hopes that he stays around for the next chapter of your life and that you find the resources that you need to help him, have that life. He addressed that. Noi, I don't understand why you have to be such a child. Like, girl, it's not always about you. That's the problem now. This is why he asked for a divorce. Because even in him putting out this statement that addressed everything that you just said in this post, you still had to turn around and make this about you. It's not about you. It is about y'all, individually and separately. You are not what's best for him. He is not best for you. And while you go up there and publicly announce that you two are getting divorced, then you want to go under his post and then make another statement as if you wasn't the one who put it out there in the street. I can see if he put it out there in the street, like, we are getting divorced and this, that, and other, and then you wanted to come and add your 2 cents in it. Since you started it, and then you was very malicious with the intent of your post. What was the purpose of trying to down him? Did he say anything negative about you? Did he try to throw you under the bus? So why would you do that? This is my point. This is him proving his point exactly. You were never going to stop doing the things that you were doing. Even from the season when he asked you to stop posting stuff on Instagram, you couldn't do that, okay? You were never 100% committed to this process on your part. How about accountability for you, Noi? How about that? We ever going to get that? Absolutely no. Because you are childish and selfish. But, you know, own your truth, speaking your truth, so you both can move on peacefully. I hope that this gives you the closure that you need so you can move on. Because according to Steve's post, he made the decision and he did what was best for him. And I understand that you both are going through a breakup. It's hard to go through a divorce, no matter how long you've been together, okay? But you got to do essentially what's best for you. I hope that you have the great support system, your sister Sriracha, you know, your mom, your dad, and all those people to hold your hand and comfort you in your time of grief, okay? I really hope that you get through whatever you are going through, but do not project how you're feeling onto Steve, because you're at a vulnerable state right now. Okay, so with that being said, y'all, I really hope that, you know, they both find peace individually and that one day, like Steve said, they could be cordial. Noi, you need to really get it together, sis, because you're not getting any older, but you still acting like a young child. With that being said, y'all, don't forget to like this video. Let me know what you think about Noi and Steve. I'm not surprised. I already knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time, okay? Another couple down, and I really hope, Katina, that you really don't feel like you being pressured to stay with Elijah Wan, because for some reason they're trying to push y'all to us and we don't want it, okay? Girl, if you want to get out, blink so we can get you out. Okay? But I really feel like when Steve said the pressure of staying together, it's something real, because I also feel like that's the same thing that I feel with Brianna and Vincent. I really feel like they're under a pressure to stay together. I don't really see it for neither one of them really loving each other the way they want to claim they do. But baby, that's not my love story to determine. Either way, y'all, I'm up out of here. If y'all did not catch my Married at First Sight season 15 episode 1 review, go ahead and get caught up so that we could go on this journey together. I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe and check your subscription, okay? Because YouTube be unsubscribing people for me and I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I'm up out of here and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.